Hi, everybody. Welcome back. My name's Tamra Spence. I'm the Chief Communications Officer and your host for the In Pfocus podcast. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about special education. We have with us our Executive Director of Special Education, Ms. Somer Niemann, and also our Family Engagement Specialist, Ms. Julie Schwarz. Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Thanks. How many students do we have served by special education in Pflugerville ISD?
About 4,000 students.
So that's about 17% of our students.
It is.
Okay. So can you give us an overview of what special education looks like in Pflugerville ISD?
Yes. So for special education services in our school district, we offer a variety of services, and I'm so glad you used that word because a lot of times people think special education is a place, and it's not. It's a service. We offer a variety of related services, things like speech therapy for students, occupational therapy, physical therapy, music therapy, along with resource inclusion services. And then we have specialized programs for students because we know that we are charged with serving our students that have a variety of different disabilities, and so their individual supports can look different from campus to campus and student to student.
So what are some of the biggest misconceptions about special education?
We're always reminding families and our administrators that all of our students are general education first, and that we provide special education services in addition to what they receive as a general education student.
Julie, how do we ensure that every student, regardless of their ability, feels supported and included in their education?
That's a great question and so important because we want to make sure every student in Pflugerville ISD feels a sense of belonging. So more than just being included, but feeling like they belong to the community and that everybody's able to see their gifts that all our children bring to the table. We do things like making sure that all of our students are gen ed students first and participate in assemblies and field trips and all the social events and clubs, just making sure that everybody gets to be part of the wonderful things we have here in Pflugerville.
So what are some successes or proud moments that we've had recently in special education?
One thing that was really cool that just happened is the mayor did a proclamation for October being Disability Awareness Month. And so Ms. Niemann accepted the proclamation, and so that happened at City Council. That was exciting, but the cool thing was we had families with children there, and so seeing them come out for that celebration was great. In the world of family engagement, just working with families, some of the successes I've seen is I now have parents telling me they're feeling more comfortable participating in ARD meetings. We have a lot of families that are starting to really come to our events, which is great. We're just reaching more families. And then we did win an award for MASBA for Special Education Initiative with Family Engagement. So pretty proud of that.
That's awesome. I know we also just recently had our Rumble in the Ville. It's one of my favorite events of the year. Our Special Olympics students partner with our police officers in the city and our district. And that's always a fun time to go to.
That is a fun time. And Falcons. I forgot to mention them, but they're certainly a celebration, our Special Olympics team.
What are some of the innovative practices or supports that we've implemented this year?
So we have partnered with Emergent Tree to have data collection for behavior, but also it focuses on the heart of behavior and looking at proactive strategies for our students, because we know that sometimes you can walk in and it be a little bit of a rough day, and how are we going to address that and give them strategies to be successful. We've also partnered with the CTE department this year, and we're working with NAEP and the E3 Alliance to look at how can we increase opportunities for our students who are receiving special education services to access CTE classes and work towards those certifications and those things that are going to help them post-secondary after they leave us and are no longer in our schools.
So how do you work with our campus leaders, our principals, and our teachers to help them meet the needs of our students who have special education needs?
It definitely takes a village, it takes a team, and I'm very fortunate to work with a great team. I have 2 assistant directors, We have coordinators and we have specialists so that we're able to go out to campuses and provide coaching and mentoring to teachers, and then meet with administrators to talk about the challenges they may be facing or celebrate the wins that they're having with the kids that are in their campuses. We've recently been able to do some campus walks, and we were able to see some great inclusive practices happening at the elementary level and at the secondary level. Also knowing that we have written communication systems and being able to provide that guidance, because in the area of special education, students are first, but there's a lot of compliance that's built in, and that requires a lot of communication with administrators and different campus staff to make sure that we're meeting the legal components as well.
So Julie, how do families, what's the process if they want to get started exploring, if they think there may be a need that their student has? What's the first step? What should they look for?
A lot of times parents will notice, I think something's a little bit different with my kiddo. If they're young, or depending on the age, you can always talk to the pediatrician is a great just kind of first source. Calling me, talking things through. I'm happy to talk to families. If they are in school, talking to the classroom teacher. Do you have any concerns? I remember having that conversation as a kindergarten teacher with a parent, having some concerns. So, I think that the pediatrician, the teacher, reaching out to the special education department, we're happy to help.
I would add yes, because the campuses, we really rely on them to be able to facilitate that process. So we have a child find obligation. So children from ages 3 to 21, it's our responsibility to find them and to evaluate them and to provide those special education services if warranted. The school psychologist on campus is always a great resource. As a school psychologist, I'm always promoting that. But we also have information on our website for child find. And so if a parent doesn't feel like they know who to contact at their campus, they can reach out to Julie, or they can submit a request to child find.
So how do we measure the growth and the needs of our kids and their successes?
The great thing with special education is it's individualized. So we're always looking at their IEPs and their progress reports. So every 9 weeks, we do progress reports on their goals and objectives. And when we meet on their annual ARDs, reviewing that progress to see, okay, where do we need to go next? Of course, we look at things like STAR and their curriculum-based measures, but for special education, it really comes down to those individualized IEP progress reports.
So there's always a lot of edu-speak. I know it's always daunting to parents, and we've said a couple already.
Yes.
Can y'all tell us, what does ARD and what does IEP stand for?
Yes, I will say, coming from out of state, I had never heard of ARD before. And I was like, what is going on? But an ARD is an admission review and dismissal meeting. That's what Texas calls IEP meetings. And an IEP is an individualized education plan. And that is what is the federal regulation under IDEA, which is the law that governs us, that specifies that we are to provide these specially designed services for students, whether it's direct instruction or related services. Everywhere else in the United States, it's called an IEP, but in the state of Texas, it is an ARD.
And I have a lot of conversations with parents coming in from other states, and they're like, and I'll say things not thinking like, well, when you have your ARD meeting, and I've really had to remember they don't know what an ARD meeting is, which makes sense because Texas is unique in that way. But I like talking to families from other states. They will call and ask questions. I'm thinking about moving to Pflugerville, and it's great to be able to really just tell them all the wonderful things we do offer here.
Speaking of that, how can parents best advocate for their child and partner with their campus on it?
I'm really glad you said partner, because one of the things that I talk to parents about is partnering with the campus, with the school. And so getting to know your child's general education teacher, their special education teacher, speech therapist, occupational therapist, campus administrators, all the people that are working together as a team for that child to be successful. And so a lot of the parents, I'll say, have you talked to their case manager? And they don't seem to know who the case manager is. They do, but they don't know that term. So just letting parents know that you have a case manager, which is a certified special education teacher who may or may not be one of the teachers working with your children that is monitoring that individualized education plan. The other thing is to really look for those progress reports every 9 weeks. That's valuable information, and it's going to have the data on the goals. And of course, we're working on more than just what the goals are, but those goals are what we're really tracking to make sure we're making that progress.
So if parents want to connect with y'all's office, what's the best way to do that?
I know we're on the website. Our contact information is on the website. I think if parents don't know who to contact, I think I'm a good source to know, just Julie Schwarz. Parents seem to know me from the newsletter. I'm kind of familiar, but just calling me, sending me an email. They can also talk to the case manager, special education teacher. Our facilitator can help get in touch with us. The website, email, phone. We're very approachable. So
Great.
Yes.
All right, Somer. So what's one thing you wish every family in Pflugerville ISD knew about special education, whether their student is in services or not?
That all of the staff that we have working in special education have a true heart to see children succeed. From our educational associates, our teachers, our related service providers, adaptive PE, OT, speech, school psychs, diags, art facilitators, they are all there to see the student succeed.
All right, so we're going to do the last thing real quick. We're going to do a flash round. So these are just a few quick questions just to have a little bit of fun and get to know y'all. So not work related.
Okay.
If you could instantly master one skill, what would it be?
I would
Somer.
say to be able to talk with my dog and understand her.
Oh, that would be a fun one.
That's interesting. I went more practical as something I could do, learn Spanish.
Yes, I would actually like to do both of those. Coffee, tea, or something else? What's your caffeinated beverage of choice?
Coffee, black coffee.
Coffee. I call myself the barista upstairs.
Okay. What song always gets you pumped up?
So I have a lot of songs. I just went to Garth Brooks, and so any 90s country upbeat song. So the one that comes to mind is Papa Loves Mama. It just makes me want to dance.
Whatever it is. Somer, what about yours?
I was going to say I'm a survivor. Like that
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
always gets you moving.
I'm more goofy.
What is a book, show, or a podcast that you are into right now or that you loved recently?
Books, I'm reading all the Colleen Hoover books, are just very interesting. Podcasts, I have to be honest, probably this podcast is the one I've listened to most recently and really enjoyed.
We didn't tell her to say that.
No, she didn't, but it was good. I enjoyed Dr. Shepard.
Awesome.
So my team harasses me because they know that I love a good book study. And right now we're doing multipliers. That's a great
Okay.
one.
All right. And last one, what was your favorite subject in school?
Science.
Okay.
Mine was geography
All
in high
right.
school.
Mine was journalism, obviously.
It works out.
Well, thank y'all so much for being here today. We really appreciate it. And we'll see everybody next month. Thanks for joining us.